Everybody, so shall we all start? I'm sharing my screen now. Let me open up my Eclipse. Okay, so yesterday you remember like we had application which was running perfectly fine with the help of API gateway. So do people have got any question regarding to this API gateway? Yes, anybody is having any question with regarding to this API gateway? Friends, could you please help me? Do you have any question with regarding to API gateway? Please type no if in case if you don't. So at least we can get to know whether we can start with the new areas. Everybody please confirm. Okay, so we're all good. So today onwards, we would like to develop this project towards the next level. I told you like yesterday, I'll be having a one project. So this is a project which I've given to you yesterday. I'd like to enhance this project going further. And what kind of enhancement you're looking forward for? See, the first enhancement is in your current project. Okay, we are trying to secure our all URLs. Right now, any URL. Right now, if you see in your Spring Photo App All User Space, your URLs through which we are communicating it. If I open up this controller, okay, which is user controller, how many URLs we are having it? Two. One is called status check and second is called post mapping. One for insert, another for retrieval. These two are very much accessible from anywhere. Once again, these two are very much accessible from anywhere. What in case if I want to protect them? What in case if I want to make sure like these URLs are not openly accessed by anybody else? So friends, welcome to the Spring Security. Okay, so how we can basically enable the Spring Security? Point number one, here in your project, under your pom.xml file or photo app project, I just copy this dependency, paste it below, and give the name Spring Boot Starter. Okay, and here we're giving security. Kindly add this dependency into your project. Everybody, kindly add this dependency in your project. Just only you need to change the suffix. And after that, you relaunch this application. So I'm launching this discovery service first. Okay, and after that, I'll be launching this photo app, I'll use this application. Let it launch. So I like to go back here and say localhost 7777 users WS. Okay, I open that by saying um, users slash status check. And you can see now it immediately bring you this login ID and password. Please confirm whether you are also able to see the similar kind of page back or not. Everybody, please confirm whether you are also getting the similar kind of page or not. Everybody, please confirm if you're able to see the same page or not. If you're able to see, so you might be thinking like, what would be the username and password? See, this form is automatically created for you because every single URL, okay, inside your Spring REST is automatically protected, okay, from any unauthorized access by Spring Security the moment you add the Spring Security as a service there. But what will be the username and password? Because I don't know what is the username and password. So here it will be given. So if you just see here under your photo app users application, you might have seen there's a password might have been generated. I tell you about here. See, this is a password for you. Okay, copy this password. It is there. Okay, you copy this password, give the username user, give the password the one which I've given, and you can see you are allowed to go in. Everybody, please confirm. Okay. And I also want one more important thing. So Ravindra, Kalyapan, Abhi, and everyone. I also want yesterday the way you were trying to insert the record. You remember about from the postman? Ravindra Kalyapan, Abhi, you remember like you were adding the record in a postman through API gateway? Okay. I also want that also to confirm whether you are able to insert the record or not through the postman. You remember about. Okay. So in case if you want to post a record, what you'll be doing now? Just check what you'll be using because I'm using this postman. So what you'll be doing here in your application, when you say post, what you'll be doing now here? What is the IP address of this API gateway? So you have to launch the API gateway to Discovery Service and Photo app. Only two you are running it right now. Now I want you to launch API gateway also. And what is the port number of API gateway? Confirm. It is 8011. Okay. So 8011. So what you'll be doing now, you have to just say localhost 8011, okay, slash users ws slash users. Users ws is the one through which the service is registered under the Eureka. Are we clear? And users is the what is a root level URL. Select the body, post using this and confirm whether you're able to insert a record or not. Please make it and let me know. Yes, absolutely, Kalyapan. It will be saying unauthorized because there is a reason. Did you launch your gateway, Kalyapan? Please confirm. Did you launch the API gateway application? Better because that is what we were expecting. Even I will also try. I may also get a similar error. Okay, so that's pretty much common. So we would like to perform, okay, this activity to make sure, you know, write some additional logic for security. So I'll be going here and let me stop everything. Uh, even my, yeah. So my photo app all users. Yeah. So here I would like to write an additional class, okay, under com.security called web security, and here we'll be giving the package name called com.security, and class name is web security. Now in this web security, you have to use one class name called extends web security configure adapter. This is the class which you have to use it, okay, to configure the security into your Spring based application. This is a predefined class, comes from Spring application, and add two annotations on the top of that. Add the rate configuration, okay, and the second annotation you have to use it is called add the rate enable web security. These two annotations are compulsory. And after that, since this is the class contains many constructor or many method, so I will go to the source and I say override or implemented methods. There's a one method I need to invoke that is called configure, which takes HTTP security as a parameter. This one, okay. And here we want to write a logic. First of all, we would like to disable all my CSRF attacks, because normally what happens, people put JavaScript into the code and send it for the attack on the website. If you want to disable it, just say dot CSRF dot disable. So this you're disabling it. And after that, you're using HTTP dot authorize request, okay, dot, okay, authorize request dot and matches, okay. Here, which URL you would like to protect? So you would like to say slash users, okay, because my URL starts with what? Slash users. So I'm saying slash users and any sub URL from that, okay, dot permit all. That means allow all the URLs, okay, and don't ask any user ID and password, clear, which URLs starts with users. That's it, okay. So write this class, attach this annotation, and confirm, and you will check you are able to add the database records also from the API gateway, and also you are also allowed to insert or retrieve status check also. Okay, check and let me know if it is working fine for all. Everybody, please confirm what is the status right now. Is it working fine or anybody is facing any issue? Guys, please help me about the status. Is it working fine now without user ID and password or what? Thanks, Kaliappan. About what about others? Ravindra, any update? Abhi, Banari, what exactly your status? Didn't hear anything about you. Akansha, Saket, Tanisha, Yogesh, kindly help me. What is the status? Okay, it may be working, but are you able to see the database console when you say h2 hyphen console, Ravindra, Kaliyappan? Are you able to see this h2 console when you say localhost 8080 slash whatever it is slash local console h2 hyphen console? Are you able to see this? Please go back to the browser and type localhost, whatever the port number it is, slash h2 hyphen console. Is it working fine? Just confirm. Are you able to see the window? Perhaps you may not. Perhaps you may not. Because security will also disable your H2 console too. When you try to give H2 hyphen console, you may not be able to see anything proper, isn't it? Please confirm, everybody. No, just say 80, whatever the port number it is of the photo app application, slash H2 hyphen console. Like if I just see here 8020, but when you say connect, see that is okay. But when you say connect, you see this is something which is happening, isn't it or not? Please confirm. Are you able to see the same? Okay, so how you can basically avoid those because security also disable that. Now you say HTTP, okay, dot headers dot frame options, okay, dot disable, okay. Add this line, save your program, and check if it is working fine or not. Ravindra, what exactly it does, it basically try to enable, okay, all the frames, because by default security, it disable the frames because H2 console comes in a frames. So it considers it as a security hazard. So it says like disable it so that that complete frames are visible to the users, because by default frames security considered it as a hazard of security. That's why. Okay. Everybody make sure that your code is working fine. Okay, so the next statement will be we have to encrypt the user ID password. See, you are inserting the record. The password is not getting encrypted. So if you want to encrypt the password, security also have a support available for this. So what you'll be doing now in a first step, inside your photo app all users application, you just go here and say public bytecrypt password encoder, okay, and say return bytecrypt password encoder and say @b. This is a special function which is responsible to encrypt the password of the application. Okay, it is designed to encrypt the password what user is trying to enter. Okay, so what you have to do is now, once it is done, we'll be going back to the user service IMPL, which is this, and here we would like to add another property here called bytecrypt password. Bytecrypt password encoder. Okay, and I would like to pass this inside this user service IMPL constructor, the one which is developed already. And here you say like this. Okay, and after that, what I'll be doing now here in my code, we have to actually encrypt it manually. So this set encrypt password test one, which we were doing it manually, I'll just commenting it out. Are we clear? So to encrypt this, after this set user ID, okay, I would like to pass user details dot set encrypted password, set encrypted password, and for this I'll be using bytecrypt password encoder, okay, dot encode, okay, and here we'll be using user details dot get password. So this will be responsible to encrypt the password in your application. The rest everything gonna be same, user entity and all. User entity dot save user entity. After that, you're saying uh, last but not least, I'll be also returning user ETO Using this option like in model mapper, which is defined on the top, that is called mapper. Okay, dot map has two options, user entity, and the second class will be user EDO dot class. Okay, and here is your return value. Okay, so once you do what you need to do after saving this class, you have to run the project again and make sure when you try to submit the new user through the postman, there inside your inside your H2 console, you should see the password is encrypted. Okay, just check and confirm. Yes, everybody, please let me know if the code is working fine. Riyapan, what is the status from you? Ravindra, any update from you? Abhi, any update? What is the status? Please confirm if the code is working fine. Please don't forget to update me once the code is started working. Yes, everyone. Okay. So it seems like it is working fine for all. So encrypting the user ID. So Kaliappan, Ravindra, are you able to see this password what you're entering it? That goes encrypted into the H2 console. Great. Now, what in case if I want to protect, okay, the URLs and want to make sure like only specific number of IP addresses I want to entertain, not others. Okay, like specific IP addresses, not like anywhere. Okay, like because my main application is being accessed through the Zool API gateway. Okay, and the Zool API gateway have a specific IP address. So if any other IP address other than Zool API gateway start accessing your application, you want to disable that particular call. So how are you going to be doing this now? First, let's check here in my application how we are having this available. So the IP address is 192.168.1.8. So I'm saying here, rather than using this permit all, I will be rather using one option called and give the IP address here. Which one? 1.8. Okay. Now you check whether it is working fine now. So now it will entertain only those requests which are coming from this IP addresses. Just confirm and check whether now they are working it or not. Please confirm if it is ready. What one more important thing you can do this is inside your resources, okay, you can attach this property called gateway.ip equal to, you can put this IP addresses, the one which you've defined it here, okay, this IP address, okay, you put it here, okay, and you can access that particular IP address in your project, okay, by adding some environment, okay, and read the values the way you always want, okay, like whatever the IP address will be, you can basically take and accordingly you can utilize there, okay. So to make this possible, what you'll be doing in your web security, please watch it. I would like to use one feature here that is known as called environment. So just I say it environment. You see it comes from this Spring. Mm, yeah, private environment, env, and just put at the rate AutoAdd on the top of this. Or else what you can do is other way around. You can create a constructor called public web security and put this here and say env, okay, and say at the rate AutoAdd here. Okay, so once you perform this AutoAdd here, what you can do here rather than hard coding this value, you can say env dot get property, and here you can load the property the way you want. Okay, by saying what is the property here called gateway dot IP. We just go here and use this. Okay, so this will be loading the property dynamically. But tomorrow, even if you change the values in your, this application dot properties, you're gonna be completely remain unchanged, because if tomorrow the IP address change, your file will also change. This time it won't. Okay, just check and let me know. Please confirm and let me know, guys, if it is working fine. Anybody else have got any update or all good? Okay, so now since the registration part is working, I would like to perform the login authentications. So to create a login authentication, what I'll be doing, because we would like to continue with the Spring security only, because this is a little lengthy topic. So here itself, I would like to go back and create a new file here called login validation. Okay. So what I'll be doing now under the model folder, under the model only, I'm going to create a new class here. Okay, and give the name called login request model. Okay, and here I would like to go and create some properties. I'm saying private string email and string password. Okay, these two properties I needed. And after that, I can say source generate get reference address. Okay, source generate constructor using fields. Okay, source generate from superclass. That's it. Okay, so this is a new class which we have to create it called login request model. Okay, so that's the first class which you have to create it in your project. Post that, we would like to perform few more activities which I'm talking about in Spring and in general development. You might have heard about this one term name called filters. In Servlet also you have heard about the filters which is responsible to intercept your request and get you the the details about what you're really looking forward for. So once it is done, I would like to create a new interceptor which will be intercepting my request for all incoming requests. So here I'm going to create a new class called auth filter. And in this auth filter, okay, we would like to say extends, okay, username is a predefined class, username and password authentication filter. This will be working especially for taking care about username and password, okay. And this particular class contains a lot of methods where the few methods I would like to override. So I'm going to override one method name called attempt authentication. Okay, you can see here there's one first function called attempt authentication, which takes two parameters, HTTP server request, HTTP server response. So I have got this. Okay, I remove this additional and write the main logic behind the scene. I'm saying try. Okay, here we are using this catch block. Okay, exceptions I will take care. So I'm talking about one exception that is called IO exception. Okay, so IO exception. Well, here I will start writing the logic. I'm saying login request model login request model creates equal to new object mapper, new object mapper. Okay. So what this object mapper will be doing is it will be responsible to take your input, I'll be clear, and read the value from the JSON and perform the necessary validation. So I'm using this option called dot what read value. You see there's a read value. So here I'm taking two parameters. Number one, request dot get input stream. Okay, request dot get input stream. And the second parameter will be the class name, which is holding the username and password. And that is called what login request model dot class. Okay, like this. After that, what it is going to return? That's most important. So here we are using return get authentication manager. That is a predefined function dot authenticate. Here we are basically passing some parameters. What those are? Let's take a look. Here, the first parameter we are passing new username and password authentication token. Okay, take some parameters. Number one, your email. So we are saying create okay dot get email okay and create dot get password. So it is taking two parameters here. Okay, and the third thing which we are expecting here to pass, sorry, from here to pass it is the list by saying new of array list. New array list. We are removing every properties from here. Okay, that's it. So this is where exactly we want to use our application like this. Okay, so that's it. And after that, we are returning this catch and whatever it is. So this we can return it later on. But here it's saying return null. Okay, that we can basically fix it. So this is the few things which I want to utilize in my code now. Okay, everybody. So that's the first function I'm writing it, which will be helping me to get the validation done for my code itself. You please try and check once you written the code now. Like it. Please get it and let me know once the code is ready, please. I'm waiting for all of you. Finish this code and let me know. Because this will be responsible to perform the necessary authentication with taking the username and password. And these are the predefined models are there. Like you talk about object mapper, it will be reading the data from the JSON in the form of input stream and put this value to the login request model. And one more important point. What you can do here in a cache, you can throw one more exception. New, new runtime exception. Okay, like this. I would like to override one more function. And what's that? That is called successful authentication. So source, you see there's one option called successful authentication. Okay. So this, once the user has been authenticated successfully, then what should happen? So that what the main code is. Make sure that both your codes are running. Please let me know once you are done with this. And once you are done, do not forget that we also have to attach this filter to our security. Okay, with security, there's web security. In this web security, when we see this configure function, okay, so we have to basically go back and create one more function called private authentication filter, auth filter, get auth filter. Okay, here we are using throws exception. Here below, we would like to use authentication filter, auth filter. Okay, here we are saying auth filter. Okay, dot set authentication manager. Set authentication manager, and here we are passing what auth filter here. Okay, and say return auth filter. That's how you're doing this now. And throws exception. Okay, and what we need to do is here, not auth filter, we'll be using authentication manager. Authentication manager, that way I need to put it. And now this function, I need to call it here in my application. Okay, when you say like here, after that, when you say like disable, okay, HTTP headers or whatever. So let me try to put this above. Okay, gateway IP address we've given. Now you have to say dot and means continuation. And here you once again say uh, dot add filter. In this add filter, we are passing this authentication filter, the one which you've given here. Are we clear? That's the way how the filter will be attached to your application. Okay, everybody, so just attach it and let me know. And please confirm if the code started working for all of you. Once you're done, do let me know, please. Vanali, any update from you? Kaliappan, Abhi, what's an update from all of you? Please help us. Great, Kaliappan. Ravindra, what about your update? Varnali, any update from your end? Please help us once you're ready with the code. Anybody else? Any update? So what we did it here is, see, three things we have implemented. Number one, we made sure few important things, like number one, we enable the security. We added a security into our project, number one, by adding this, what to say, the dependency. Okay, that's called Spring Security. So what it does, it basically disable all our URLs to be get directly access. So what we basically did is we tried writing this Spring Security here, and here we said like, okay, enable all, so that any URL which starts with user, so it won't be asking any username and password, but it is not a correct option. Later on, we have provided a gateway IP in our application and said like, okay, these are the only URLs which comes should be entertained. So I basically enabled this gateway IP. Okay, and later on, what we did, we have basically encrypt my password also. So encrypting this password, what we did is here in our uh, service IMPL, I've included this bicrypt password encoded as the part of your Spring Security only, and we use this statement like in what set encrypted password by making sure like all passwords are remain encrypted, because tomorrow your database administrator should not have access to your passwords. So we're encrypting the passwords here. So password is encrypted. Later on, what we did, we enable the API gateway. Okay, hard coded, and later on we read from the property files. So this options we have implemented. And later on, we want to make sure that the login validation also needs to be taken place. So we enable what? This filter. This filter is half done because we are yet to write a lot of additional logic here to make this possible. But initially, it is trying to use this login request model, which is a new class which we have created, having two properties, email and password. It will be reading that value from those, okay, and confirming whether the user is activated or not. Based on that, the next value will be taken it up. Okay, so we are overriding two methods: attempt authentication and successful authentication. And this authentication filter we are configuring under the web security. Then only this filter will be working for you. So guys, I hope we have implemented lot many things today in our security, and I hope you're all clear now. Can we have a quick confirmation? Are you all clear? Thanks, Ravindra, for the update. Kaliappan, are you clear? Great. So I'm sure like today was very important day where we have implemented security, and this will continue for at least next 2 more days, especially for the security part. And we'll be implementing lot many JWT based tokens. Okay. So guys, then that's it. We have it then for today. Okay. So enjoy your day. We'll be catching you back tomorrow and we'll be implementing further the security to the next level. Okay. So have a great day and see you tomorrow. Okay. Thank you very much.